Welcome to Stampede Your Business. Stampede.
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 Stampede Your Business.
Oh, that's beautiful. All right,
Sorry.
Bobby, that's enough. We're good.
I'm still
We're good
going.
now. So in this episode, we're going to be talking about creating your avatar. Once you have a product, once you have a business, you've got to have a way of reaching your market. And before you have any chance of reaching your market, you need to know what that market is.
You know, this is hammered all of the time, and it dumbfounds me how many business owners do not take this serious.
Right.
Understanding their client. My client is everybody. I know we've all heard this, and we've all rolled our eyes 1,000 times when we hear, it's everybody. This thing is for the whole planet and the universe. Go market to the whole planet and the universe, and if you don't have billions of dollars to do that, it's not going to touch anybody.
Exactly. I'm hoping that the people that are listening to this podcast that we're doing are people who have been where I've been and other business owners have been, who they're thinking through and going, how do I put all of this together? And one of the greatest things that I think burgeoning entrepreneurs and people who are working through things can ever figure out is that you can intentionally build your business. You can do things
instead of haphazardly, kind of by accident.
Yep.
Which is a hard road to hoe, and usually you fail
and
quite often.
And there's universal laws that you can learn and apply, and pretty much anyone, if you do these, your business will succeed.
There's a reason that franchises succeed more often than just startups.
Yep.
It's because they've went through the processes and the profiles and the procedures, and they understand their avatar very, very well. There's a reason franchises work, and you should look at that. We should learn from it. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So with Stampede, when we first started out, we created a general idea of what our avatar is. That's right. So we developed a list of customer segments. Now I'm going to share with the group what we wrote down on our business canvas. Mm-hmm. And just a quick side note on the business canvas. This is something you can find all over the place, all over the internet. There's various different.
Is this the lean model canvas or the business model canvas?
The one that we're using is a modified version of the lean model canvas. It's one that I modified after doing a bunch of research, and we can get this up on the website if people are interested.
Right.
But there's a customer segment section here, and what we filled in was we want to work with small businesses, and we define that as businesses making less than $500,000 a year. We want to work with business owners that have a household income of between $60,000 and $90,000. We want to work with a business that has a marketable product or service, so it can be sold online. We want them to have excess capacity, which means that they just have room for growth. They can take on more clients. It can't be a tech business. That's what we wrote down. And no heavily regulated industries like the finance industry. So this is kind of our focus. This was our very generic concept of an avatar. And before you start doing any kind of business, you have to have a very minimum idea of who your customer segments are. And this is where we're at. But tonight, you folks get a really awesome treat because we have the whole founding team in the office right now, and we are going to go over creating our avatars.
Avatar right now.
We're gonna do a deep dive on our avatar for the first time.
So let's start with what is an avatar? Troy, what do you think? What is an avatar? What is this thing? I mean, we've kind of talked about it a little bit. Everybody knows, but
right.
To start with, we got to know what is an avatar, and maybe what is an avatar not.
Yeah. Well, I think if, to get really high level, the whole concept of avatar is that there was a representative of a physical being of a god on Earth, and that was the god's avatar. That comes from just mythology. But with the business, what it is an avatar is a semi-fictitious person that represents your ideal client. and so they're called personas is another word for them. Ideal, your target market. Just they come in different names, but that's what it is just the semi-fictional person, and so that you can get to know them.
I love it. So Troy, on the form that you created, I'm kind of looking at this, and I love it. Creating great avatars is both an art and a science.
Right.
Why do you say that?
Well, because it's an art, because there's probably a lot of ways to do it, and they're all right, and there's probably some ways to do it that's wrong, and it just takes figuring that out. Is not something that can be scientific. It's sort of gut.
It's about the process.
Mm-hmm. And then
it's
there's
about following the process and coming up with who knows what.
See,
There's not necessarily strict rules, but the fact that you're doing it to learn
right
who your potential best customer
and
is.
Entrepreneurs are really good of almost like transcending science and just measurement, because they'll find in their gut, they just know that there's a market there, and no one else knows that, but they just know that. And a lot of times that
Visionaries.
gut,
That's the art part.
a lot of times that gut is just wrong, but sometimes it's not, and that's that unquantifiable thing. But then there's the science. You can go out and you measure people. You figure out who their demographics. You figure out who they are, what they need. Obviously, think about this. Do you want to sell a product? Try to sell a product to someone who can't pay for your product, right? So the scientific answer is no, because there's just nothing that can happen. So that's why it's both an art and a science, that you just have to be open to your version and everyone else's, and come up with your own.
Just to pull back the curtain a little bit with what we're doing tonight, and what we've talked about, at least, whether we do it or not, is that we already have an idea of who our ideal client is. We're about to unleash a marketing campaign, and we need to get an idea of who we're targeting for this marketing campaign. But one of the cool things about marketing campaigns is a lot of times you get feedback, you get data from that marketing campaign. So we're creating an initial avatar tonight based off of our gut. And then we're going to get some data in a month that we can actually feed back into that avatar and modify it and adjust it and actually know what we're going after at that point. So right now, tonight, we're gut working.
Yeah.
And in a month or so, we're going to come back to this, and we're going to do some scientific gut working.
And that's the secret, the magic to this avatar thing, is to know where they're at.
Right.
I mean, when you're a fisherman, the great fishermen know where the fish are.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The great fishermen know that on this part of the lake, over here in this little crevice area, is where the really good fish bite.
Right.
And it's not just drop in. A lot of us that go fishing that aren't real fishermen just go in and drop their pole somewhere and go, okay, I hope I get some fish.
I thought that's what fishing was.
Yeah, I think that's what most of us think. But great fishermen, or fisher women, or fisher people, trying to
fish
be
people.
Yeah, fish people. That's not right. But anyway, know where the fish are, and I think this is the same. The key is seeing where your people are, the people that you can assist. If you've got a great product that people want, you got to find those people that need it.
Yep. And so with the avatar, we're going to come up with like a single person, and they are going to be an avatar of all the other people that we're connecting to. And in fact, it's better to have,
which is different than a niche market.
Right.
It's similar, but it is different.
It is different, because you don't just want one avatar for your business. You might want 12 or 3 or 5, and then when you're creating your copy, let's say you create an avatar and you name him Dave, okay? You go Dave, right? And you say how would I communicate this to Dave?
Yep.
And then because you've got the avatar created, you know Dave, and you know what motivates him, where he's at, how much money he makes, and so now the copy you're creating is more in a line with Dave.
You know, that just hit me too, that just like a good friend, if you're a good friend with somebody and you hear about some cool thing that friend might be interested in, you only know that because you know your friend really well.
Yeah.
Like, hey, man, I know this thing. I know you're into this. Come check it out. It's kind of the same thing, right?
Right.
If you get to know them, then you have a better chance of getting them something that they
One of the
want.
things I think that's important in the avatars is to name them. And don't be surprised as you go and
Like
you build
naming
your
a pet.
avatar that that you care for them. That's a semi-fictitious person.
Dave is
But
a
you're
really
gonna
good
love
friend.
Dave. You're gonna know Dave, and because Dave is the one you're bringing your product to.
I love it.
So
Okay, we're going to go to the next step on here because I think we kind of did we hit that?
Yep.
That first step. Okay, step 1. Who? Sally the stylist. Do we want to go with Sally?
let's go with Sally because
Sally.
Yeah, let's go with Sally.
Who is Sally? What's her background, job, career path, family, or do we want to throw out a possible Stampede? Could it be Sally?
I think it's time to pick a Stampede avatar.
Now
We
Sally
only
could
have
be. Sally
20
could
more
be
minutes.
because Sally
She's a stylist.
she's a fourth partner in an independent salon. Sally.
They need a what? Yeah,
nice.
they're
Okay.
actually
Well,
probably.
That's an avatar that we can go with.
Yeah. So Sally, her background, she's a hairstylist, fourth partner in independent salon. So there's like 4 partners in this salon. Right. And some college. She a high-end beauty school graduate,
Right.
divorced, 1 child, youngest in a family of 4 siblings, lives close to parents.
Right.
That's interesting. That's
Yeah.
pretty.
'Cause-
That's pretty.
'cause in
This
the-
is how you get to know them and love them.
This is step 1. This is the who. So you got to figure out who they are. You got to look at demographics and what their background is.
So can I just throw something out there? I've got a question. Is Sally going to be on the on LinkedIn?
Let's just keep building it, and we'll see.
Yeah, that's. I think she probably could be.
She could be.
Sally is the type of person that absolutely would.
Yeah, because she is understanding that this is a business. Maybe
That's
is another
right.
piece. She's a partner, not just a hairstylist
That's right.
that's renting a booth. She's somebody that is creating a business in this hair. She was from a high-end beauty school. She's got some college, so she has a little bit of knowledge. She's not just a person that wants to cut hair and go home. I think she wants to create something. Is that
Yep.
correct?
That's correct.
She wants to create a business
good.
with her friends.
Awesome.
Demographic: recently divorced female, single now. She's currently single.
So anybody out there, if you want to date Sally,
Yeah, I was thinking that same thing. She's the mother of a 3-year-old boy. She's in her late 20s, early 30s, 29.
ideal age.
Yeah, 29 years old, millennial, moderate income. She's making about $45K at the salon.
right.
At the salon, with her partners, they're all making around that. Lives in suburbia near a major city,
Peoria, Arizona.
Peoria, Arizona. Wow,
So
this
so
is so
so
specific.
so thinking
very
this,
specific.
think about millennial, right? What's her age? What's her generation, right? Is she a mom? Is she not a mom? These demographics are going to affect everything because it's going to change the life that she's living.
And right off the
It
bat,
affects
you
how
know,
she sees your message.
yeah, and right off the bat, we know she's a millennial. She's not afraid of technology. She understands social media. She knows that it's important. She gets it. She is, as I look at this, a Stampede, definitely a Stampede avatar.
Right.
I could see her definitely wanting her to be able to use our services.
Yep.
So far. Identifiers.
Okay. The identifiers are. This is where it's sort of soft. Demographics is more scientific because you're either alive or you're dead or you're a mom or you're not, right? Identifiers are more about their personality.
Is it like a psychographic? It's kind of the same thing.
Yep. That's it.
So extroverted. She's really outgoing, interested in people. Awesome that she's a hairstylist. So she does like what she does.
She likes what she does. Some extroverts are not interested in people. They're just interested in being loud.
Yeah.
Not that I'm criticizing that. I'm just saying.
Gosh, man, geez, you hurt my feelings.
I'm an introvert, but I'm interested in being loud.
Yes. so that's just one of the things about her.
I love this. She lets calls go to voicemail, but loves texting. That sounds like a technology
I can connect with that person. I get that person.
Yeah, absolutely.
I always let calls go to voicemail.
Thinks social media is the greatest invention ever and has lots of friends and connections. So she's really involved in social media and probably understands the power of it just in her social world, and probably understands that in business it would be great for her to be a part of that.
And she's probably doing some kind of a video YouTube channel with
of cutting hair or something like that,
or
if she's not,
this is what's in right now, and
she would totally be into that. If she was not, as a client, we would probably tell her that would be something that they should do.
That would tickle her. Yeah,
absolutely, because it's all know, like, and trust.
Yep.
I love has expensive tastes, so she wants to be probably more successful to buy cooler, better stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ooh, the more I look at Sally, she's coming to life to me, and I really feel like she's a Stampede. She's a very good,
see her.
Very good Stampede Digital Systems customer. Yep. Very, very much. Okay, next. What is this, Troy?
So now we've kind of figured out who she is. Now we got to figure out what motivates her. What are her goals? We want to focus on goals. We want to focus on the challenges that she's facing in her life. And then we want to focus on how we can help her overcome those challenges to reach her goals with our product, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, we can't, go in other areas outside.
I'm
our
not
product.
babysitting.
That's right.
I love this. So are we going to hit through this really, really quickly? So her goals: primary goal, nurture and provide for child. Secondary goal, have the salon be busy to keep everyone making money. I think it's cool knowing that her primary goal is her child.
Oh, yeah.
Means that she probably doesn't want to be 24/7 in the business. So she would probably like it to run itself, do itself, and not be there 24/7.
And I like how she's concerned about her partners and employees.
Right.
Because she wants to make sure that everyone in the salon is making money.
Yes.
Provide support for mother caring for father after a stroke.
Right.
Wow. On the side goals, wants to be married again someday. So she's this is really getting in her head and really understand. I love this. This is very cool. And if you're listening to this and you don't understand why this is important, I challenge you to realize how important this actually is. So
hopefully wherever when we get this posted and we can have links to how to go through these exercises will be available.
Absolutely.
So.
Challenges. Primary challenge is balancing work and family, responsibility with a social life. Secondary challenge is recovery from a divorce she never thought would happen. Right. Very, very.
Oh, wow.
That's tough.
So,
absolutely.
Yeah. So think of Stampede. So here's one of her challenges. She is now a single mom, and she's helping her family. She's got the weight of being a partner in the business. She's got she's just trying to balance it all out. That right there is what makes us happy because we can help her.
Yes.
Well, that's something I think that's very relatable. I mean, everyone kind of has a little bit of a challenge with balancing work and family responsibilities. And I like the last part there with a social life. Because she's single, she needs to connect with people. Like those of you that are married, you have someone to go home to, and you can talk to them when you get home, when you finish your day, or whatnot. But think of
and it is important to her.
It has to be. It's going to be. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So I love that's included in our description of her challenge.
I think it's really cool because just going through this little process, I personally am really caring about Sally.
Me too.
I'm really getting a relationship with her, which I think is super powerful. Okay, how to solve. Encourage her. Let her know she can do it. Build a community and foster connections. Offer solutions that can be adapted for busy people and situations. We could very easily say, also solve, we take all of your marketing, or we take the worry of how do I get people into my salon? What do we do to get out there to the world?
So in a bit, so when we wrote this down, we just kind of did it generic. But if we were doing it for Stampede, in that how to solve, we would be putting in exactly what our product solves.
That she would totally be interested in.
And since we are talking about Stampede, how does our product solve her goals and challenges?
So I think the secondary, have the salon be busy to keep everyone making money. I think that's huge, because getting clients there is one of the biggest problems.
Right.
And getting people to know, like, and trust the salon, to know it's a good place to go. That's what Stampede is all about. That's what we create.
That's right.
That's what we sit down with clients to create, is how to get potential clients to know, like, and trust you. I think Primary Channel is balancing work and family. That's huge, that we take all of that stuff that she would have to learn as a new business owner and do it for her.
Yeah. Well, and we give her a simplified platform for learning what she does need to know in order to in order to make this happen. So she doesn't have to go out and read hundreds and hundreds of books to figure it out, or take classes online. She can just follow the process that we created for her to make it easy, and then she gets that know, like, and trust sales page and all the other marketing benefits that we're going to provide. A
really specific idea for her is we would actually help her do her own avatars, and how we would use that then is, let's say she discovers through the avatar process that every single one of her favorite clients eats at Olive Garden. When we're doing our Facebook marketing, we're going to have the Facebook bloodhound, that Facebook thing that goes out and hunts for ideal clients, because we're going to use the avatar in our Facebook marketing, and we're going to put eats at Olive Garden. And so then it's going to filter out everyone who doesn't eat at Olive Garden.
And all the social media platforms have a bloodhound.
So but nobody's better than Facebook.
So
at bloodhound.
At bloodhounding. Oh, that's
right.
True.
Yeah.
True.
And so how we specifically, we're going to help her find the people that are going to love to come to her salon.
I love this. I love it. Let's hit to the next step. So we got what? Let's do why.
What is her why?
What is her why?
Yeah.
Quotes and objections. So quotes, just when the caterpillar thought its life was over, it became a butterfly.
So the quotes can be either about her own goals, about her own life, or it can be what she might say about your product or service.
And I would say that from that quote that she understands struggle. I mean, she has been divorced. She knows what the pain is, and what it means to pick yourself up and keep going. And in this case, I would probably liken her divorce to the caterpillar quote, that she probably at some point thought her life was over, and the next thing that she knew, she was recreated as a butterfly. And she was able to take off with new opportunities and new powers.
Yeah, I love it.
So other quotes, the moment a child is born, a mother is also. Obviously, mothering and child care is extremely important to her. What screws us up most in life is the picture in our head of how it is supposed to be. Yeah. So she's definitely open to alternatives. She knows that she doesn't have all the answers.
And I think as our potential client, her as an avatar, it sounds like she cares. She's a person that actually cares about the people.
Oh yeah.
And that's the kind of clients that we want, because we actually care about the people.
Exactly.
And that's a big that's a big thing for us. And I think we can just see through her quotes and stuff that she cares about what she's doing. She probably feels this strong passion for making people beautiful, for helping them feel good about themselves, and that's absolutely the kind of clients that we want.
And in our marketing algorithms and all the different things we're setting up, we might go, let's go for mother entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And think about when you get that specific out there, almost all of these are auctions, and you're competing for whatever kind of demographic you're going after. By having something specific like that, you have less people going after that. Most people go after just everyone, right? So if you have something specific, and suddenly now your marketing is connecting with mothers with children that own a business, and that could be, and if your product and service it really can serve them, suddenly now you've got a wonderful clientele, and you're lowering your overall marketing costs because you're being more specific about who you're trying to find.
Yep.
It's like how Target goes after would-be mothers. They have enough information that they can tell if you are pregnant before anybody else in your inner circle knows about it.
Before your husband,
probably, and they're able to target their marketing message to you in a way that's, well, they figured it out through a lot of trial and error, but in a way that's not so invasive. And this is kind of what we're able to do when we really get to know who we're targeting and why we're targeting them.
Yeah, I love this. The objections. So why would they buy? Why wouldn't she buy from us? I'm just too busy right now to even consider it properly. That is too confusing. I would like to, but need to get a few things in place before. What do you guys think? What are some objections that she would say about using Stampede?
Right.
What do you guys think?
I put there's three. I generalize all objections into 3 or 4 categories. One is their time. They have a problem with. Team is another one, and money. Right. Maybe you can throw in another one is their mental state. But usually people they have a problem with the time that would go into getting your product or service. They have a problem with their team. Their spouse might not want it. Their partner might not want it. Whatever. And then the money issue. And so for her, if we're looking at this, her time is, she's got the money. She's got 4 partners in her business, but
she's got team.
So she's got a team. But that's also a good thing because she's not alone.
Right.
And
if
so
they're smart, they'll see if she has a good team, they'll see the value.
So if Sally were one of the clients that we really wanted to go for, we would put in our literature, our sales copy, and our systems how to help her save time.
How this helps you save time.
We'll make it less confusing. We'll try to eliminate confusion. We'll try to.
Yeah, because the stuff that we do, we do give our clients some homework up front.
Yeah.
And we need to be prepared to explain or to show them why that homework is valuable, and that time is not time wasted.
Right. Yep.
We're saving them time by actually doing the homework.
Okay, we're gonna go to the next step.
Yep.
Oh, the big one.
The big how.
How the heck do you do this?
How
do you do this?
How do we
marketing call to action for Sally? How you should describe your solution to this person or avatar. Our solution is designed for the busy person in mind. Lots of support and help available. Be part of a community.
Right.
That I just think her wanting to know how you're gonna do these great things that you're talking about, or sometimes there's so much hype that we don't understand what your business is. I've been involved in a lot of networking where you go to something and this person spends 30 minutes telling you about their business and you're like, I have no clue what it does.
Right.
No clue. Right. You're like, yeah, that's really cool. And you're super passionate about it, but I don't want to have anything to do with it because I don't know what it is. If you can explain it really simply, how we take you from here to here, and because of her needs and we know her needs, it's easy.
Yes.
Call to action.
Call to action. So, yeah. So always, we want people to be able to. We want a call to action in all of our marketing. Otherwise, we're just, people need to move forward. and or say no. They need to say yes or no, not just do nothing. And so the calls to action gets that. And so once we've presented and created a good message, showed her how she can accomplish that, then suddenly what are we going to tell her?
Call to action, you have to have them continue along the process with you. That doesn't mean call to action, go buy my stuff necessarily. It means keep them involved with you. And here at Stampede, we have that mantra of know, like, and trust. And to do that, we just want you to do something. If you're not willing to take the time to fill out the sales site, then you're probably not going to be the perfect client for us.
Right.
That's right.
And so that call to action can be so much. I had a friend that he did all this. He was a speaker, and he did all this stuff, and he put together this big speaking engagement, and he had like 150 people there, and it was really awesome. And he said, I had this really good time, and it was so cool, and everybody really loved it. And then it was over, and people left.
Yeah.
And he was like, why didn't they come up and talk to me about my product and how to, what I can do for them? And he was like, I didn't ask him to. I didn't ask him to come talk to me. He didn't do a call to action. You have to have a call to action if you want people to stay with you.
Yes.
Awesome. Absolutely. So how are you going to do it? All right. What's next?
That's basically the process. Once you've got so there's a bunch of questions that you can start asking. I mean, there's a lot of questions, hundreds of questions.
Yes, to really dig into your avatar, and we go through that with our potential clients and customers.
Yep. And then here's a hint. Though, once you've got that, then you summarize it and try to get that person on one page. Yep. And so there's Sally on one page, and then you have another one, Dave. He's on another page, and you can come up with fun names like Sassy Sally and Dangerous Dave, and you can have.
Wow, you just pulling those out of your head? That's awesome.
I Peter Parker. I read a lot of Marvel comics, and so
there you go. Right on.
So then when you are creating your websites, when you're creating your marketing, when you're doing all this, now you're thinking about your avatars, and they become the guides to everything you're doing.
Yeah, I love it. This is, what do you guys think? This is perfect.
Yeah, this is great. This is great. I think the avatar that we have in front of us right now is awesome, and we can really start thinking about that avatar.
That's one.
And that's one. And what you said, you can have 3, you can have 10, you can have 20. The thing is, when you have an avatar, you do have to do something with it to find out if it's really truly your perfect client. Now, when you have 5 of them, and you're going to have to spend some money, to reach out to them and see if they truly are your best client. Now, when you find this one wants your stuff 30 times more than everybody else, then where are you going to spend your money next time?
Yeah,
that's right. I've always heard and learned about avatars in that a small business is only ever going to want one avatar, maybe 2 tops. And you've got big businesses like Fidelity Investments, for example. They've got like 5 or 6 avatars, and that's a $1 trillion business. Mm-hmm. And they only have 5 or 6 main avatars that they work with. They have a lot more that they but there's really only 5 or 6. And the reason for that is because they've created these 12 to 30 avatars, and they figured out they figured out what works. And when you're a small business, it's a lot of work to create an avatar. But the thing is if you take the time to create 4 or 5 avatars and test them out, because if I only create one avatar and I advertise that to that avatar, I'm going to increase my business just by focusing on that one person. But imagine if I was going after the not the best avatar, if I was going after the not the best client,
money.
And I'm wasting money. So take the time to create 4 or 5, and then advertise to each different one.
Play with them, and then pivot.
It's so powerful.
Pivot. One of the things too that you can do is create an anti-avatar. Oh, yeah. These are the clients I do not want.
I want to avoid you.
You are not who I want. It's like hugging a porcupine.
And that is so important that some people get in this, I need to get clients, anybody, I'll take anybody. That is, guys, there's nothing worse than taking that suck client that will suck you dry and get 10 times more out of you and lose money from them. You do not want any and all clients. You do not.
Right.
Not at all.
I think and the way that you avoid that is you get a lot of leads. You need a lot of leads. You need a good pipeline because then you get to be choosy.
Yep.
And you get to fire customers and clients that are hassling you.
Oh, there's nothing more freeing than getting rid of a client that's just horrible.
Right.
It's beautiful. You know, you don't have to be rude or mean or anything like
No.
that because you want a good relationship. But it's like, you know what? We can't take care of you like we used to or whatever. It's really freeing, man. It's like
freeing.
a weight off of your shoulder because you have these other golden clients that are so good to you, that pay you on time, that love what you do. There's something so great. Don't waste your time on the people that suck your business.
Yeah, I think half of the clients like that, half of them, once they know that you're willing to walk away from them, they reform. The other half, you're going to have to. But half of them will go, oh, no, I really value you. But if you're not willing to walk away, then they will suck you dry.
Yeah, I've done that, and I'm like, oh man, you know, I'm gonna charge a lot more to kind of get rid of the client and say, you know what, I have to do this, thinking, you know, I'm gonna lose that client. And I've been very surprised, and very often it's like, oh, okay, we'll do that, and it is funny. They become a better client.
That's right. And so that's why I believe people need companies like Stampede, because we can help you get enough clients that you can be picky and choosy.
Yes,
and not be desperate.
Awesome. This has been a great episode. amazing stuff. Thanks, guys, for being on the show. Thank listeners, all that good stuff. Thank you for being on Stampede Your Business. Stampede. Stampede your business.